Hello everyone, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Forgive my scratchy voice, I'm fighting a cold, which always takes it out on my voice. So for today's card, I was thinking of sort of a encouragement slash pick me up or perk you up card. And I wanted to coffee theme, and then I was looking at the Penny the Platypus stamp set from Honeybee, and I love that there's that little to-go cup image in the set. So I am stamping the platypus and the to-go cup onto some BRISTOL smooth cardstock that I used my anti-static powder tool on first. And then I'm stamping these images with VersaFine ONYX black ink, which takes a little while to dry, so it gives me enough time to coat it with some clear embossing powder and then heat that with my heat tool. Now this step isn't necessary. You can, watercolor. I've done tons of watercoloring without ever heat embossing this. But I like getting that little bit of a raised edge when you do the heat embossing because it prevents the colors from bleeding out into the next one, and I don't have to be quite so careful. Plus it does give it that little bit of a glossy look, which is really nice. So after everything's melted with my heat tool, I am working on my Tim Holtz glass media matte. So I am going to smush the distress inks I want to use onto the little grid here, which I think is really fun. I like that. So I've smushed the 3 colors I planned on using, and I am just picking them up with my detail water brush and painting them directly onto the image. So because this is Bristol smooth cardstock, it has a kind of coating to it, so the colors can kind of move nicer. You get a bit of a nicer blend. So I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm just doing the main part of the body of this image with gathered twigs distress ink. And then I'm going in with a bit of walnut stain to darken it and just give it that extra something. I'm doing this while everything is still fairly wet so that I don't have to work so hard at trying to blend it. I generally don't have a lot of problems with this, but I find with Bristol Smooth, if you try to do too much back and forth, too much blending, if you layer too much, it will start to pill. But I usually, there's a fair bit of wiggle room, I think, and I really just like the smooth effect, and it's just easy to stamp on too. So after I did the main body, I mixed black soot and what was left of that gathered twigs together to kind of create a black brown, and then painted that onto his little bill and on his tail, and then used more of the brown section there to paint the bottoms of his feet. So once I was kind of happy with how that was looking, I just used all those same colors to paint in the to-go cup just to keep things simple. So just painted that in, and then for the actual base of the cup, I used a bit of that black brown, then cleaned off my brush, and then just used clean water to kind of blend that out a bit. And then let everything completely dry. And now I'm going to die cut these with the coordinating wafer dies. And I love the one for this platypus because it cuts out the image, plus it cuts around his little arms. So he can hold all of these images. So I'm going to tape these into place with my washi tape before I pop these through my Gemini Junior machine. And then I'm going to die cut them. Once these are die cut, you can see there's those little nice perfect cuts around his little arms, so I can tuck in that little to-go cup so he's holding it. I just love that. So for my card base, I'm using more Bristol smooth cardstock, although what I plan on doing with the stencil, you can just use pretty much regular white cardstock. If I was going to do more actual ink blending, that's where the Bristol smooth would come into play, but I kept this fairly simple for my card base. I'm using the Coffee Covers background stencils. It's a set of 4. So I'm just using 2 from the set, this big one with the coffee rings here. And I'm just taping that into place with some Thermal Web purple tape. And then I'm going to sponge the aptly named ground espresso ink over that. So I started with kind of the idea of keeping it a little more simple, and ended up having to add a bit more because I did end up actually smearing a little bit of ink on this. So I did the largest coffee ring, and then I started moving my stencil around and added the smaller one. And it was at some point, I'm not sure, I picked up ink, I'm sure on my finger or something, that I ended up smearing a little bit of ink. You can't really see it on camera, but I could see it on my card front, and that was really bothering me. So I sponged this smaller coffee ring in the top corner here, and it was somewhere at this point where I had smeared the ink around one of the little splatters of coffee. So I just grabbed one of the other stencils in the set with the large splatters and just used that to kind of cover up my little smear so that nobody knows. So use that, and then I'm going to just add some more little large splatters with the stencil and that ground espresso ink, just using my little mini ink blending tool. And then that's going to finish off my card base. So after I have that done, I want to work on my sentiment, and I'm using the blah 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 sentiment set from Honeybee. And I have some dark brown cardstock here, and I'm going to, again, use my anti-static powder tool. I'm going to stamp the sentiment I want to use with some VersaMark ink. And then this one I'm going to coat with Nuvo white embossing powder. So ink up my stamp with VersaMark ink, stamp it onto the cardstock. I'm going to coat that with the white embossing powder and then melt that with my heat tool. Once I've got that melted, I can trim down this large piece of cardstock into a strip, and I just use my little guillotine trimmer for this. And before I do that, I remove the anti-static powder after it's had a few seconds to cool off. I remove the anti-static powder with a Swiffer cloth. You can also rub your hands against it just to remove that residue. And then line this up into my paper trimmer and trim this down into an even strip. So I also cut some pattern paper for this as well, just to add a little extra something from my still all-time favorite. This is the Dots and Stripes Neutral from MFT. Absolutely love this pattern paper. I still have my original pack. It's now pretty much reduced to just scraps. So I cut down a scrap of the lighter polka dot paper. I cut a little flag end into the sentiment. I'm going to adhere the pattern paper flat to my card, and then decided to pop the sentiment up with a little bit of foam tape. So I'm going to put some Scotch foam tape on the back of the sentiment, put that into place, and then my little platypus, I decided I was just going to adhere him flat to the card as well. So I'm just using my little Xyron tape runner for that, and I'm going to pull out that little to-go cup first and just adhere that into place so that it doesn't fall out. So pull that out, add some adhesive to the back of it, and then tuck that right back in so he's still got his little coffee. And then add more adhesive to the back of him, and then I can adhere that to my card front here. And then I also decided to add a little bit of, I have this metallic hemp twine that I've had for a long time. I don't add twine and ribbon to my cards much anymore. It's just not something I really think of. I used to do it all the time. I get so many comments about that, about why don't I do that anymore. It's just, you know, styles change, but I have this metallic, and it's like a dark bronzy kind of metallic thread added to this hemp, so I thought it just kind of went really nicely with the colors. So I wrapped that around my card front, used my little reverse tweezers there to hold that in place so that I could tie my bow before pulling everything tight. And then once I was happy with my bow, pulled everything tight, I can trim off the tails there with my scissors. And after I had that, I decided to add one final little embellishment to this card, which was some bonbon sprinkles. Just, again, pulling in that kind of brown theme. I thought, like I said, this card is very, like, kind of thinking of you, perk you up. It would also work as a masculine card, just, you know, keeping it with neutral colors. So pulled those out and just added only 3. Kept it rather, you know, simple. I wanted the focus to be more on the sentiment and this cute little platypus. For the inside of the card, I had die cut some more pattern paper using the Honeybee Stamps gift card slots, or one of the gift card slots wafer die, so it cuts the 2 little notches. So I die cut that after I trimmed down the paper to fit the inside of the card. But before I adhered that, I wanted to ink up another sentiment from the blah 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 stamp set. So I inked that up with the VersaFine ONYX black ink, and then stamped that onto the inside of the card. And now I'm going to adhere that pattern paper, and I made sure not to put adhesive on those little notches because you want those to be able to be popped up to hold the gift card in place. So I just ran my adhesive along the back of that, adhered that to the inside of the card, and then now I can slip in the gift card, and those little notches are just going to hold that in place. And that is going to finish off my card. So as always, I will have a link below the video to the blog post with links to all the supplies used, so you can check that out below if you're interested. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping and commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye!